want to talk about asking again. Do you think you're being hammered by us by ask? We're always saying ask, ask, ask. Well, that's because we know by experience and with other clients, every client, we don't ask enough and we never know what to ask. We think. But in 1 second, you've already thought enough thoughts that you probably have 10 questions in just that one thought.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do today is just ask what that expression of maybe feeling stuck, not sure of yourself, kind of in a quandary over something in the relationship or the kids or. But as soon as you categorize how you feel, like, oh yeah, my relationship this morning was really rough. Soon as you categorize that and say that, you know why. And what we're asking you to do is begin to express how you feel, because ask and it is given. When you ask yourself, believe it or not, you actually receive the answer instantaneously. Now, that doesn't mean you know how to clarify it, but you have the answer because you went forward and now you're looking for different clues. You're expecting different things to happen that clarify what that was all about. Usually it's never the topic of what we think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's always an underlying something that we're holding back ourselves. And it can be something as a preference, well, I really don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But we're afraid to say, oh, that makes them happy, or that makes my child have fun, or. But what we see when we ask is you come up with a better idea of how to interface that and where you can take it. And it's so much fun and it's so freeing. They were doing it because they thought you liked it, and you were doing it because you thought they liked it. And then when you come up with, hey, I have a new idea about what we've been talking about, they're like, oh, that's amazing. I was thinking about it, but I didn't know how to ask.
Yeah. And asking kind of opens or cracks the door too. So then you can get more information after just being in the asking, right? There's some kind of a freedom around just asking, and then you get to choose from that.
Yes,
but the asking is the door, is opening the door and seeing.
It helps you seek for clues.
Right.
And then the door starts to go, oh, and pretty soon it's open.
Right.
But you've got to be in that what would we call it, category of first I asked, and then that means I'm looking.
Yes.
And identifying the clue that I'm getting, and then all I have to do, the last instruction is, or statement is, the door opens, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Right. Just asking God, asking the universe, asking your higher self, what's in my best and highest good? How do I handle this? Because again, it's the free will and the free choice, right? So we have to just keep asking, and then we'll keep receiving the answer.
Right. And most of us were raised not without the freedom of a lot of asking and questions.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone was perfect for how many years it took. But beyond that, we carried a habit, not knowing that we were always stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're asking you to return to yourself and your soul's desires, your soul's aspirations, and say, oh yeah. And it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's not a preference anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to condemn yourself for asking and seeking.
Yeah. And even the energy kind of shifts when you ask, you know what I mean? Okay, I need some help on this, God. I need spirit, universe, right? It's like, oh yeah, there's a I don't know, a flying off of the heaviness, or a flying off of a freedom and a solution coming. You might not know in that moment, but
just asking should release some of that. Yes, exactly, because you're speaking from your heart, maybe not for you, that you haven't done for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
In certain areas, we put them off really long.
Yeah.
And in other areas, we're a little free. So if you're uncomfortable, just ask about something that you think would be fairly easy. Oh, excuse me.
And start the practice.
And start the process and see that's why we're always saying ask, because your soul is talking to you all the time, as well as the outside, which is not the greatest influence.
Yes.
Of what you want. We're here because we haven't asked enough, and we're told and suggested. and reminded. Ask, ask, ask. That's why we always talk about it. It's so important.
And the divine help is here, which is also really feels good.
Absolutely. You're never alone.
So if you have any questions, ask us. We're happy to answer. Mm-hmm. Well, we would love to, help out if you need more clarity or confirmation or whatever you need. So we'll see you on the next one. Keep asking.
See you soon.